Hello, it's Tuesday the 2nd of July and we're currently sitting at anchor again in the beautiful Newtown Creek on the Isle of Wight. It's a stunning little creek, very very sheltered from both the sea and the wind, which is great. It's the smoothest sitting on anchor we've had to date, and just really appreciative of the shelter here. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be here for a little while, so let's just tell you how we got here.
Yeah, at least it's stunning though, and the sun is trying to break through the clouds at the moment,
it is.
so it's a little bit chilly. I'm sitting outside, Alan's hogging the cabin right now, under the blankets.
Great,
but
got loads of space.
Yeah, he's getting kicked out later so I can get a shot. But the sun is trying to come out, which is really nice. So yeah, how did we get here? We missed the first tide in Selsey because our anchor got fouled. We went to lift it. We were up bright and early at 4 o'clock in the morning, ready to go, and yeah, we tried to get the anchor free for about an hour.
Yeah, it just wasn't
really happening. There was a few expletives came out. But
yeah, we think it got fouled on a bit of ironwork left over from the old lifeboat station, ironically. And the anchor just was not for budging, so we decided to wait till low water and slack water. So there were two different times in that spot there. So slack water came and it was near enough low water, so we gave it another tug, and cut a long story short, we managed to get it up. But
just as we were about thinking about cutting it or getting assistance.
Yeah, so the tripping line had come off it. It turns out it had shredded off. We think it probably got caught underneath the boat at some point, because we had left the dagger board in, and the dagger board's got a small amount of damage on it. It's a little chip, so we think the tripping line probably travelled under the boat, just given the movement and chop and tide and wind and everything else. There was a lot of things going on, so we think that's what's happened. The anchor, when we got it back up, the tripping line was wrapped round the chain, so we managed to get a hold of the tripping line, but the tripping line had actually gone underneath whatever we were fouled on, so we had to pull the anchor up and pay the tripping line out, and eventually got the whole lot back on board, and we very quickly retreated to a safe location, rigged up the spare buoy that we've got for the tripping line, and we're quite well prepared on board. Here we've got spares of most things, and we've got our spare float on the tripping line at the moment, and we reset the anchor a safe distance away and sat and waited for the next tide.
Yeah, so it was a beautiful day, so we got some housework done.
Yeah, housework and a bit of husbandry in the boat with one of the rowing seats which are on wheels. One of the wheels, the bearings were on their way out, still usable but just making a bit of a noise, so we changed that out for one of the spare ones that we've been carrying, and
the irritating squeak has gone.
Yeah, it's a bit less irritating.
And we got treated to a display from the loop-to-loop by the Spitfire, which Allan was trying to video, but then realised that his video wasn't on. He was on photo mode on his phone, so we didn't get a video of that, but it was absolutely amazing to see it.
Beautiful sound, and you just think back to like what it would have been like 80 odd years ago in World War II, and the sky would have been full of planes like that, you know, dogfights and all sorts going on, and it's just the noise. I don't know, it gives me goosebumps listening to the noise of a Spitfire, because it's just such an iconic plane, and the sound is it's a beautiful thing.
So once we lifted the anchor again with the next tide, we rowed off round the corner. We'd been given some local knowledge that gave us a little bit of a shortcut that saved us a fair bit of time and mileage of rowing, so that was quite a nice tip to get.
That probably saved us about an hour and a half of rowing anyway. So thanks to Rob at Selsey there for that information, and there's lots of sandbanks and shoals there, so we were able to just go straight over the top of them, because there was plenty of water and a good squirt of tide helping us as well. So we made good progress initially.
And got round to Hailing Island, where we got a wee phone call just as we were getting in, and Allan wrestled with his phone to get it out of his pocket to find out it was his brother, and he was like,
Didn't get it in time.
Didn't quite get it in time, so phoned him back, and a wee conversation saying, look at the beach. So we're looking at the beach, and then, can you see a Scotland flag? And it was standing loud and proud on the beach was a monumental size Scotland flag, which was just really good to lift the spirits, because we had a bit of battle with chop and wind to get to Hailing Island.
It was.
So it was really amazing to see Alan's brother and his family
It was
waiting on the beach at
absolutely brilliant.
Hailing Island, and it's just unfortunate we couldn't get a little bit closer and join them for their chip suppers that they so kindly reminded us that they were going to have. But it was really, really nice that they made the effort to come down from their home to catch up with us and wave from a distance, and it just really lifted the spirits. It's wee things like that that just make our day.
Yeah, it does definitely pick you up. So yeah, next morning we had intended going further, however, as the recurring theme is, the wind was against us, and we just we went into anchor at Selsey Beach, which is just beside Portsmouth, and a few things happened when we were there. So we were
well, before we got there, we had the catastrophic power failure.
Oh yeah,
one of our batteries, the battery that we were running off at the time, just dumped everything and turned everything off on us. So it wasn't really ideal, because I don't know what happened, but fortunately it is charging, and we could be doing with a bit more sun rather than the big black cloud that's just come over our head right now.
Yeah.
Just to keep boosting that battery. But when we're relying on two batteries that are powered by solar, so we don't really know what happened to that battery, because it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think we've
fully
probably
charged just before leaving, and it just literally dumped within seconds.
Probably just taking too much out of it, so we need to manage our power better. So yeah, we went into anchor at Selsey, a little bit off the shore, just because that was going to save us a bit of time when we did eventually set off. And Mhairi got a message from Natasha at YB Tracking, and Natasha said she was keen to come out and paddleboard out to see us. So we lifted the anchor and rowed a little bit closer to the shore, and it was really nice meeting Natasha. It's so nice when someone makes the effort to come out like that, but it was just nice because of the support that we've had through people watching us. There's a real nice connection there with the YB tracker, and getting to meet Natasha, and she was keen to meet us because she said she doesn't often get to meet customers, so it
was lovely. So for everyone that's following the dots on our YB Races app, or the bit that's in the YB tracker that's embedded in the longrowhome.co.uk website, Natasha's the one who's very kindly making sure that the yellow brick tracking the YB tracking is working properly for us. We're very disappointed that we weren't able to accept her offer of Sunday morning bacon rolls and coffee, because it would have gone down an absolute treat.
Absolutely.
So I'm not really missing many foods at the moment, but I would really, really like a bit of toast right now.
So yeah, when we went a bit closer to the shore, we could see the Arnley lifeguards setting up for the day, going about their business, which is really nice to see. But the fact we were a bit closer to the shore, it allowed us to just revise our route for setting off a bit later in the day. And just along from where we were anchored, there's a submerged barrier that harks back to the World War II, to prevent torpedo boats coming in at high speed and things like that. So normally you can't sail over the top of it, but there are openings in this submerged barrier, and it's basically for transit van sized blocks of concrete, so you don't really want to hit them. But because we were so far into the shore, there's an opening more or less at the shore, and it meant that we could exploit that and just tickle away along the shore towards the entrance to Portsmouth Harbour. And because that's so close to the shore, it allowed us to set off before the tide actually turned, because we were quite sheltered from the tide there. So we got going quite early in that.
Yeah, but before we got going, when we were sitting planning the route, we heard a noise above and had a look out, and it was the Red Arrows.
Oh yeah.
So we got, it was Ride Armed Forces Day.
Yeah, on Ride on the Isle of Wight. Yeah, so
and
the red arrows are just stunning anyway. But you get the iconic.
They were on my bucket list, so that's a big tick.
Red, white, and blue smoke coming out of them, and just amazing
front
to
row
watch.
seats to their display, and they were right overhead. You could see the look up and see what colours they were underneath and things.
Yeah,
so it was really quite
really
special.
cool.
And
Really cool.
so it was a nice day at anchor, all in all.
Yeah, it was.
But then, we moved on, and
we'd a few things to contend with then, so we creeped along the shore, entrance to Portsmouth Harbour. Portsmouth is very, very busy. You've really got to keep your wits about you there, and there's things that you have to be compliant with, or the King's Harbour Master will come and get you and lock you up. So we went past there, and fortunately the tide had turned to help us at this point. We got going very, very quickly with hovercraft flying around. We had ferries in and out, and leisure vessels, fishing vessels, all sorts. We got past without getting run over, which was good, and continued onwards. A bit of a choppy journey in places.
Oh, it wasn't pleasant at times. It was one of those throw the towel in moments, but we kept going.
Off Cowes on the Isle of Wight, it was wind against tide and chop and no wave pattern there. It was just really confused seas. But the tide was with us, so we were still, although we were getting absolutely battered with the chop, we were still doing about 3 knots at that point.
And we dropped down for a wee while, but then the tide caught up with us again, which was great, because at least we got a bit of a helping hand through it.
Yeah, and then as we passed Cowes, we got up as much as 5 knots with the tide, so it allowed us just to claw back a bit of time as we made for Newtown Creek.
So we went steaming past the Queen Anne.
Yeah, we saw Queen Anne. Yeah, so we were contemplating as well which boat had the most creature comforts on it, and answers on a postcard.
I think Bodicea wins personally. But Cunard, if you're willing and listening, we will happily come and do a comparison for you.
We got to Newton Creek just as the tide was starting to flow out of the creek, so it was perfect timing. We still had a bit of daylight as well, and it's quite a tight entrance. Could be a bit challenging at times if you're if you're coming in darkness. And we just followed the transit line in and found our spot and anchored.
And we're here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Weather forecast is not looking great. We did get a wee visit from the harbour master in the morning.
Yeah, it was nice to have a chat. Really,
one of the volunteers.
Really nice, friendly harbour master and volunteer came over and found out a bit more about what we're doing. So it was nice to have a chat with them.
And
a few visiting boats as well.
Lots of questions.
Yeah.
Really good questions, and
it's
just great to meet different people and hear about them and what they're up to and what their adventures are.
So it looks like we're going to be stuck here for a prolonged period of time, probably a week.
There's worse places I could have brought you for your birthday.
Yeah, yesterday was my birthday on board, and it was a very very quiet birthday, no partying.
Some people dream of an all-inclusive cruise for their birthday.
But it was nice.
Got an extra bar of chocolate.
Yeah. So I think we should probably wrap it up now. People will be bored listening to us yapping on, and we'll catch up with you later on and see what else we've got to talk about after sitting on a little boat for a week.
Yeah.
Right. Bye for now.
Bye.